The top 10 high flyers in NBA history. At the elite level, usually around high school time, you start to hear the term playing above the rim. When the athletic display is at its peak, the way you understand basketball changes completely. Because in the war to score more points than the opponent, every battle is fought at a different height. Welcome to Eternity Hoops. Today, we are going to rank the top 10 high flyers in NBA history. If with number 10 on our list we already have Russell Westbrook, imagine how the rest are going to be. The Oklahoma City Thunder point guard reconverted the meaning of this position, being one of the most athletic players in the league. And that athleticism helped him to be among the league's elite for more than a decade, earning a regular season MVP and 9 All-NBA team selections. His performance has declined over the last few seasons, but his high-flying performances will go down in history in the retina of all spectators. A player who's capable of polarizing. Either you love him or you hate him, but what is clear is that he will not leave you indifferent. At number 9, we find Aaron Gordon. Yes, I know many of you will think he's too low on the list, but when you see the rest, you'll understand. After being drafted 4th overall in the hyped 2014 draft, Aaron didn't have the progression that was expected. Before he came into the league, it was common to hear comparisons to Blake Griffin for his athleticism and ball handling. However, he has had a hard time becoming a key player. This season, he finally managed to win the NBA championship with the Denver Nuggets, and he also played a very important role. What everyone remembers is his unforgettable performance in the 2016 dunk contest, in his particular duel with Zach Lavine. A player of similar size to Aaron Gordon is number 8 on our list. Surely some of you are familiar with the name LeBron James, the chosen one. That beast from Akron who starred on the covers of all the basketball magazines around the world without even debuting in the league. It's no secret that one of LeBron's many strengths is his incredible athleticism, especially when 20 years after being drafted, he is still able to do things like this. There isn't much to tell about the point forward that we don't already know, but it should be noted that sometimes we get too used to the inhuman actions he has performed throughout his career. We come to number 7 and find a player who got his first MVP at a younger age than the King. As many of you may have deduced, we are talking about Derrick Rose. It is true that the point guard's career has not been the same since his first knee injury in the playoffs against Philadelphia, but we must remember that the player had a unique and unrepeatable athleticism. There was a time when jumping with Rose meant that you were going to be on the wall posters of every teenager in the world, and no, that's not an exaggeration. It didn't matter how tall you were. At number 6, we have the oldest player on the list. Like other players we've already seen, Dominique Wilkins wasn't just a splendid dunker, he was one of the best players in the league, and the best player in Atlanta Hawks history. But if there was one thing that characterized his game, it was his absurd physicality in an area when people weren't used to seeing those athletic displays that Wilkins tended to put on. The Hawks star went on to win the slam dunk contest in 1985 and 1990, 2 of the first editions in the contest's history. And in addition to those legendary dunks that reinvented the aesthetics of the game, he left behind plays like these. We reach number 5 and it's time to kneel before His Majesty. Air Jordan not only internationalized basketball and globalized it with a reach like never before, but he also revolutionized the world of sneaker sponsorships. MJ's essence was unmatched, and his game exuded an aura that can never be imitated. One of the hallmarks of his game was his incredible athleticism, which allowed him to fly over his defenders for some of the best in-game dunks we've ever seen. And well, gold chain around his neck, he made 2 of the most legendary slam dunk contests in history, being the first player to win 2 editions of this contest. But he didn't just do those dunks off the court. On the court, he was an absolute titan, a battering ram capable of demolishing any wall. We have to go to a much more recent era to see player number 4 on our list, and yes, after LeBron James and Michael Jordan have already appeared, our next player is not exactly at his level, but he is at his height, because Derrick Jones Jr. has some of the most incredible athleticism ever seen in the NBA. The forward managed to win the 2020 dunk contest when he was a member of the Miami Heat squad, but still, the most spectacular dunks of his career have come during games. It's not just that Jones can dunk with ease, it's just that he literally has to look down to see the rim. But he's not the only player who has had this problem. At number 3, we have an older player who specifically came to the NBA in 2005. Many people know that Gerald Green is missing a finger on one of his hands, but not as many people know that he lost it while practicing dunks as a kid. Gerald Green won the 2006 dunk contest, but like Derrick Jones, the most iconic play of his career came during a regular season game. His jumping power is so great, NASA should study his lower body to improve the design of their rockets. Among active players, number 2 on our list is without a doubt the player with the greatest ability to get off the ground. And unlike the last cases we have seen, he is a star in the NBA. Zach Lavine is an incredible scorer with unique abilities, but the most well-known trait of his game is his ability to fly. Zach has been a 2-time consecutive slam dunk contest champion during the 2015 and 2016 seasons, and he gives the feeling that he could win that award every year. His explosiveness, plasticity, and elegance have only one precedent in the entire history of the league, and it's none other than number 1 on our list. And if we have talked about Lavine, we have to talk about his idol. Vince Carter is the king of our list of NBA high flyers. There's not much people don't know about the skills of the shooting guard, who was also a star in the league, but what there's no doubt about is that no one could stand up to him in terms of reaching the top. Carter's aesthetics revolutionized the concept of the dunk, inspiring players of all generations to this day. And his athleticism was so privileged that at 42 years of age, Vince was still receiving contracts to be in the league. An anomaly in the human being that allowed him to go up there, where no one else was going. And for many, simply the best dunker in NBA history. Yes, I know many of you will be disappointed that your favorite player didn't make the list, but that's why we're going to make a few honorable mentions. Other great jumpers that could make this list are the likes of Larry Nance Jr., Zion Williamson, Dwayne Wade, Shawn Kemp, Andre Iguodala, Blake Griffin, or Kobe Bryant himself. And this list is subjective. There is no right or wrong answer, as these players have been so spectacular on their own that it's hard to decide which one is more impressive. But anyways, what changes would you make to the ranking? And remember, if you enjoy NBA content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.